What if the Great Sphinx was never meant to stand alone? What if somewhere beneath the sand, hidden in the silence of the Giza Plateau, there was once another guardian? A second Sphinx, lost, buried, destroyed, or maybe never found. For thousands of years, the Great Sphinx of Giza has watched the desert, a giant body of a lion and the head of a king, carved from ancient limestone. It has survived empires, sandstorms, invasions, and endless centuries. But one question still refuses to disappear. Was there once another Sphinx? A second monument, standing opposite the one we know today? This is not a simple story of treasure. It is a story of symbols, missing pieces, ancient design, and a mystery buried beneath one of the most famous landscapes on Earth. This is the mystery of Egypt's second Sphinx. The Great Sphinx stands near the pyramids of Giza on the west bank of the Nile, facing the rising sun. To most people, it is already mysterious enough. Who built it? When exactly was it carved? Whose face does it show? And what was its true purpose? Many Egyptologists connect the Sphinx to Pharaoh Khafre, the ruler linked to the second Great Pyramid at Giza. According to this view, the Sphinx was part of a royal complex, connected to power, kingship, and the sun. But the monument still feels different from everything around it. It is not just a statue. It feels like a guardian, a silent watcher at the edge of the desert. And that is where the mystery begins. Because in ancient Egyptian art and architecture, balance mattered. Symmetry mattered. Duality mattered. Egyptian culture often thought in pairs: Upper and Lower Egypt, East and West, life and death, the rising sun and the setting sun, two lands, two horizons, two guardians. So some researchers and writers have asked a strange question. If the Sphinx was a guardian, was it the only one? Or was there once another? A second Sphinx, perhaps facing it, perhaps standing on the other side of an ancient ceremonial path, perhaps destroyed long before modern history began. The idea is not accepted as proven fact. There is no official discovery of a second Great Sphinx standing beside the first. No complete twin statue has been uncovered at Giza. But the theory continues to attract attention because it touches something deep in the design of ancient Egypt. The Egyptians did not usually build without meaning. A temple was not just a building. A statue was not just decoration. Every direction, every line, every symbol could carry religious or cosmic meaning. And when people look at the Giza Plateau, they wonder if the story we see today is only part of what once existed. Imagine Giza thousands of years ago, not as empty ruins, but as a sacred landscape. Temples shining in the sun, priests moving through stone causeways, royal monuments aligned with the sky, ceremonies taking place between pyramid complexes. And somewhere in this world, the Sphinx stood as a powerful symbol. But what if another statue once completed that symbol? What if one guardian faced the sunrise and another faced the sunset? What if one represented life and the other represented the afterlife? It is a powerful image, but powerful images are not always proof. And that is the important part. The second Sphinx theory lives in the space between evidence and imagination. There are a few reasons why people keep asking about it. First, ancient Egyptian monuments often used pairs. At temple entrances, you can find pairs of statues, pairs of obelisks, pairs of guardian figures. Two massive forms framing a sacred entrance. This makes some people wonder, why would such an important monument as the Sphinx stand alone? Second, The Giza Plateau has changed dramatically over time. For centuries, sand covered huge parts of the Sphinx. At different points in history, only the head was visible above the desert. The body was buried. The paws were buried. The temples around it were partly hidden. If the known Sphinx could disappear under sand, could another monument have been buried too? It is a fair question. But again, a question is not the same as an answer. Third, the area around the Sphinx still contains mysteries. There are temples, causeways, rock-cut features, and ancient construction patterns that are still studied. Some people believe that missing or damaged structures may have once existed nearby. Others argue that erosion, quarrying, and thousands of years of human activity could have erased important evidence. And then there is another possibility. Maybe the second Sphinx was not at Giza at all. Maybe the phrase "second Sphinx" became attached to other Sphinx-like statues found in Egypt, because Egypt has many Sphinxes. The Great Sphinx is the most famous, but it is not the only Sphinx in Egyptian history. There are ram-headed Sphinxes, lion-bodied Sphinxes, rows of Sphinxes lining ancient roads, especially near temples like Karnak and Luxor. So when people hear second Sphinx, they may imagine a twin of the Great Sphinx. But historically, Egypt had many guardian Sphinx figures. The real question is more specific. Was there a second massive Sphinx at Giza, connected to the Great Sphinx? That is the mystery. And so far, there is no confirmed proof. But the theory remains interesting, because the Great Sphinx itself is surrounded by unanswered questions. Some believe it was carved during the reign of Khafre, around the Old Kingdom period. Others have argued for older dates, based on erosion patterns and alternative interpretations. Most mainstream Egyptologists do not accept the much older dating theories. But the debate shows something important. The Sphinx is not a closed case for everyone. It continues to inspire questions. And questions are where investigation begins. Now imagine another scenario. What if there was never a complete second Sphinx? What if the idea comes from something smaller? A lost statue, a damaged lion figure, a natural rock formation, a symbolic layout that modern people misread, or a planned monument that was never finished. Ancient construction projects could change over time. Pharaohs died, dynasties shifted, religious priorities changed. A monument could be started, then abandoned, or planned, then never carved. So perhaps the second Sphinx is not a missing statue. Perhaps it is a missing intention, a design that ancient builders imagined, but never completed. That possibility may be less dramatic, but it may be more realistic. Still, the idea of a second Sphinx refuses to disappear, because the desert has a way of hiding things. For centuries, archaeologists have found lost tombs, buried temples, forgotten chambers, and entire pieces of history beneath the sand. Egypt teaches us one lesson again and again. What is invisible today may not have been absent. It may simply have been waiting. But a good investigator must be careful. There is a difference between mystery and misinformation. Saying there might have been another monument is not the same as saying a second Sphinx has been found. There is no confirmed hidden twin of the Great Sphinx. No official announcement proving a second giant Sphinx buried at Giza. No complete archaeological evidence that forces history to rewrite the story. But the question is still worth asking. Because sometimes, a mystery is not valuable because it gives us a clear answer. Sometimes, it is valuable because it forces us to look again, to question the shape of the ancient landscape, to study what is missing, to understand how the Egyptians thought, and to remember that monuments were not isolated objects. They were part of a world, a sacred world of kings, gods, stars, sunlight, death, and eternity. The Great Sphinx may have stood alone, or it may once have been part of a larger symbolic design that we no longer fully understand. Maybe the second Sphinx was destroyed. Maybe it was buried. Maybe it was never built. Or maybe the real second Sphinx is not a statue at all. Maybe it is the mystery itself, the empty space in the desert that makes us wonder what used to be there. Because when you stand before the Great Sphinx, you are not just looking at stone. You are looking at silence, a silence that has lasted for thousands of years. And inside that silence, one question remains. Was the Great Sphinx really alone? Or is the desert still hiding another guardian until the sand gives up its secrets? The mystery of Egypt's second Sphinx remains unsolved.